Hello, and welcome to Conversations with Cully and Conlon. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, and the National Sea Club Spotlight Award winner, Steve Cully. I get to throw that in front of my name now. That and $1 will get me a cup of coffee. I would like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. They are one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. President Sean Rabinowitz is a proud supporter of our podcast network. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. Green Street Trust International is owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. Mostly large, according to Rennell, after what he told me yesterday. So they will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm. Pete continues to put out the most phenomenal commercials, ads, billboards. I love it. He is Better Call Saul. He is the Better Call Saul of Connecticut. Located in Bridgeport, if you suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut, and he will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, when you're in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. Andre trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week at 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he takes boys and girls in the sport of their choice, trains them from the ground up, helps them to reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. He has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Connecticut. And to work with the best, go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. Down south, we have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob. The Trench Mob podcast is Wednesday night at 8:30. We have been killing it lately. Julius trains offensive and defensive linemen, and he has an incredible coaching staff team. They compete in 5v5 tournaments and college showcase camps. Proud to say that they were undefeated at every tournament they attended last spring, and every college showcase camp, a member of the Trench Mob left with a college scholarship offer. Julius has sent kids to places like Florida State, Miami, Clemson, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, just to name a few. If you want to work with the best, Julius is in Decatur, Georgia. You can come to him anytime. He will come to you if you want him there. You're allowed to go to any tournament as a Trench Mob member and participate in college showcase camps as a Trench Mob member. It is a investment that will absolutely pay off. Julius has a success rate of 90%. 90% meaning that they go to college on full scholarship. 90% of his kids. And right now he currently has 50, ranging from 8th grade and up. So that's a pretty good percentage. If you want to work with the best, go to www.battleofthetrenches.com. And we have James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. And for the last 3 years, James has dedicated himself to the art of financial planning. He specializes in insurance policies, services, especially life insurance. He will make you a boatload of money, and he will do so tax-free. He understands the stress that goes into thinking about retirement planning. How much money am I going to need? For how many years? Do I have enough? Is it going to last? James will answer those questions for you because fear of the unknown, it's just so real. You can go to his website, lutherjamesinsurance.com, and get a free quote. And now for the lady of the hour, UConn legendary women's basketball player and current Western Connecticut State University head coach, Maria Conlon.
What's up? Wow, that's a lot of intro.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Maria, I got to make money, Maria. I'm trying.
Wow, it's all. I mean, I get it. I just feel like it gets.
I know.
It's longer.
Well, I don't know if I should. The question is, I try to do it all at once and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Or if I should split it up and do it twice, like do half and half. So that's what I'm toying with. If you think it's better, if you think it's worth trying doing half and half, I'll do that.
Right. No, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Well, I know you don't care, but you obviously have a brain and know whether it's too long or not. If it's too long for people to shut off the podcast, then I would do half and half. But judging by your numbers last week, you had 28,000 viewers.
Wow.
Yeah. You knocked it out of the park last week. So kudos to you. I had forgot to ask the game that you had against. Yeah. It was against John Jay.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, last night we won.
Okay. You did win. Okay, great.
Yeah.
What was the score?
62-52, I think. We won by 10. We probably would have won by more, but I emptied the bench at the end. But
that's awesome.
It wasn't pretty, but we got it done.
Doesn't matter.
The first game jitters, people just trying to get that out. So
and you have so many new players as well. So
yeah, we have 9 new players.
So that's great. That's a great start. And I believe were you on the road there?
No, we were at home.
You were home, okay. And good home crowd. Everything was good atmosphere.
We had a good crowd. Energy was good. Atmosphere was good. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. You're off to a good start after what you went through last year. So I know that you're going to rebound profoundly. So we had a question that came in about obviously the women's game against Florida State, and everyone thought they looked phenomenal. They looked dominant. Sarah Strong was named Big East Player of the Week. What were your thoughts on the game against Florida State? I mean, it obviously wasn't, as competitive. They weren't the team that Louisville was, but it's still.
No, I mean, listen, I think I think Florida State came out tough. They came out, they played us gritty for the first quarter. I thought we got off to a little bit of a slow start. And then once we got our rhythm, there was just no match, which is what I had figured would happen. I just still don't think that we've played our best yet, which is kind of scary. But
right.
Overall, I thought the starters gave good minutes. I thought the couple of kids that we played for the majority off the bench played good minutes, and the banner lowering ceremony was awesome. So overall, I thought it was a good day.
Yeah, no, it really was. It really was. And it was wonderful to see them lower the banner. And from the looks of it, I mean, it's still impressive that they were able to really improve on their roster, I believe, for this year, considering how good they were last year and how much time Paige missed. But going forward, they have Loyola of Chicago. They have Ohio State. Neither of them should give them a game, right? I mean, Ohio State's not anything special.
I think Ohio State, again, I think that I don't think it's going to be a steamroll like some of the games that we see in the Big East, but from a talent gap perspective, I don't see it being much of a game.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was the question I wanted to ask you. This came in earlier. The Dallas Mavericks obviously got Cooper Flag, and they had their lead decimated yesterday, and it got down to like 1. And the crowd broke into fire Nico chants. Nico is their general manager. I think it's Nico Harrison. Is that his name?
Yep.
So people are still holding quite the grudge over the Luka Doncic trade, and even with getting Cooper Flag, Nico is taking a beating. The Dallas fans clearly are disenfranchised, and our friend Chris D wanted to know your take on the situation in Dallas. If Nico needs to go, or if things will eventually click with Cooper this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's early to be disenfranchised. Yeah. Kyrie's coming back from a major injury. Anthony Davis is always injured, so
he's always injured.
All of that is not great. And outside of that, they have a bunch of guys that really aren't proven. So, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for them to figure that all out. But I think they have some really nice pieces. So I think I think people just got to be patient, and it's early. I mean, you're in the first month of the season.
Right.
So it'll work itself out. I mean, I think fire Nico chance. I mean, listen, whether he should be fired or not, I don't know, but it's a little early to be chanting it now. I mean, they did get the number 1 pick, so
they did. So the other question Chris D asked, and this was also asked by our good friend Tyler King when we recorded yesterday. There is we talked about the widespread betting scandal that went on in the NBA. It also has gone on in the UFC recently, which Tyler brought up yesterday. There was a UFC fight that was pretty much fixed. The money shifted tremendously from someone who was a heavy favorite, ended up being an underdog, and then a lot of the sports books took the fight off completely and refunded people their money because the prediction was so specific when he was going to lose, how he was going to lose, and this goes, we're seeing it happen in other sports as well. And Tyler, the genius that he is, wanted to know, because UFC, the salaries are low. The WNBA, they're fighting right now over the salaries. They still don't get paid the highest. Could you see something like that happening? And Chris D said the same thing in the WNBA, where there is some sort of gambling or betting scandal that they try to pull off to make some extra money.
I mean, I hope not. I mean, I guess it's possible.
Right. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. I don't think so. I mean, like, do I think WNBA players are going to throw games to the hit spreads?
Yeah, I mean,
not making enough money.
because they say that
Listen,
it's
if that
easier in
happens,
basketball.
that would single-handedly be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen somebody do. Like, you finally have momentum and have a good fan base.
That's true. I didn't
To
even
do
think of that.
something
You're
like
right.
that could totally deter the fans from wanting to watch ever again would be so detrimental. Like I said, I mean, I guess it's possible, but I would be very surprised if that happened.
Well, I think Tyler, the way his brain works is because he sees the NBA and players who will pull themselves out of games, and that obviously affects the outcome. And he thinks that it's easier to pull off in basketball and not get caught as it is maybe in other sports, like the NFL or even UFC. I mean, the way that it happened, it was crazy. But that's why Christie asked, because they do play less games, so it's not like they're playing the 84 game schedule that the NBA plays, where guys need that load management. The WNBA players don't need it as much. So, because that's kind of what I said to him. Like, I don't see the star players pulling themselves out of games.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Like I said,
It's not going to happen.
I would be very, very shocked if that happened.
Yeah, I would too. And I totally agree with you, because of the momentum that they have, that it would be crazy to add a controversy on top of it. Now, somebody else mentioned this, and I apologize, I don't know the name. Another women's basketball league popped up and is supposed to start play. Is it this year or next year? I don't know if you heard about it.
I did not.
Okay. Yeah, there's another women's pro league that started, and I believe they've already signed some players. They have increased salaries, of course, but now I'm looking at it, and they're doing the same thing. They're playing in the off season, where the WNBA is, but it could run into the season where if the women play overseas, which would cause a minor issue. But with Unrivaled, with the this is the new league. I apologize. Former WNBA MVP. Wow, I'm not even going to be. There's no way I can pronounce her name. You probably can. Nneka. Nika. Is that her name? Nika.
Who's this for?
She's a former WNBA MVP. It looks like her first name is Nika Olga. I can't pronounce her last name.
Neka.
I apologize.
I think it's okay. Neka. Yeah.
Oh, Neka. Yes. Okay. So the league is called Project B, and that is what a couple people asked about. It is going to play overseas in Europe and Asia, and it's expected to begin next year in November of 2026. The salaries are going to be higher. They are said to have currently have 66 players. There's going to be 6 teams with 11 women each, and they will also receive an equity stake in the league. And while the financial specifics haven't been disclosed, the potential of more lucrative compensation comes at an important moment for women's pro basketball. Because interest in the sport has soared in recent years, and the lockout looming, the WNBA and the Players Union are intense negotiations. No CBA is on the horizon, and the dispute is centered really on salary and revenue sharing. So, I mean, I know that this player, the MVP, she's 35 years old, but she got a very good compensation package. They're going to play overseas. But do you think that women's basketball can sustain 3 leagues like this successfully? No,
I don't
I
think so.
didn't think so. Yeah.
No,
I didn't think so either.
I think because it's like, you know, I think the WNBA works with the time of the year that it is because there's not college basketball going on.
Absolutely.
And I'm always like 6 in one, half a dozen in the other on that, because I also think it hurts them that like it's the summer and people like are at barbecues and like at the beach. They're not necessarily wanting to be indoors at a basketball game. But I do think it's the only time that works. I think Unrivaled is different because it's a different style of play. It's not the same.
And it doesn't rely on attendance for revenue as much.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you know, the rosters are smaller, etc.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think it would be really hard to sustain
three leagues. Yeah, that's
like,
kind
is
of
it all the same players? Like, all right, I'm gonna, you know, I like watching Paige, so I'm gonna be a Dallas fan. Now for Unrivaled, she's playing in Miami, and then she's there. Like, it's just a lot.
It's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do have a streaming contract with a couple different networks, and Project B is the brainchild of Skype co-founder Jeff Prentice and former Facebook executive Grady Burnett. They come from the tech world. I'm just surprised that this has happened. Like this just seemed to pop onto the scene, and I wonder if it's being done. And other people have commented and asked, do you think that something like this is being done specifically to put pressure on the WNBA to obviously close the CBA deal, give them the salaries they want, the equity they want, the revenue sharing they want, give them leverage? Does this give them the leverage that they need to close that deal?
No, I mean, I don't think so.
I didn't think it did either.
No,
I just think it's too much of an unknown for.
Yeah, no. I mean, no. The short answer and the definitive answer is no. I don't think that's gives them leverage at all.
No.
Personally,
no. Now they do have a 60-day window, obviously, to try to get this done. And from everything that I read, it doesn't seem like negotiations are going well. It doesn't, like, you know, you and I talked about it. I asked, what did you think would end first, the government shutdown or the WNBA situation? And the government shutdown appears to be ending. But the WNBA, like, I mean, they are in complete solidarity over everything that matters to them in the labor negotiations, you know, with and it's the finances primarily. It's really the on-court salaries, and it's about the revenue split. And so the league wants a revenue split based off of the profit that they make per year. So if depending on the profit that they make, then the players would get a higher cut of the split. The salary, it seems like it's not as big of an issue, but it's not going to obviously be, 7 figures. But they do plan to raise it significantly. But I don't know what the solution is going to be. because the owners, call them what you want, they funded this league for years and, took losses. I do, to an extent, believe that they should recoup some of that money. I don't know about the revenue split being as low as it is. I don't know if it should be based off a profit, because the way that they showed it, the way it was presented, was they kind of really had to make a significant profit for the players to get a much bigger split, like the split that they want. So that is what is really the hang up. So I don't know how they solve that. And they have Terry Jackson, who's the WNBA PA executive director. She's been involved with the league since 2016. She's done 2 CBA negotiations. She led the way in securing the 2020 agreement. She apparently worked well together with Kathy Engelbert. But now the relationship has somewhat cooled, as it's been quoted. And Jackson actually criticized remarks Engelbert made during in 2024 about the online vitriol from fan bases. So, the union has engaged in much more aggressive criticism of the WNBA, NBA about labor negotiations. And I think they've gotten public opinion on their side. And wearing the pay us what you owe us shirts. So do you think they do have complete solidarity? Do you think they have public opinion on their side? And do you think that could make the difference in getting some of what they want, if not most?
I think they have a certain amount of public opinion on their side. There's still a lot of people out there that don't believe in the sport still, or in the equality of that. I mean, I think the hard part too, for the owners and for this agreement is, when I listen to you spelling it out, right? So if the revenue split is going to be based off of profit, right, percentage, that means that's what it is for everybody who's part of the revenue split. If you're going to increase salaries as much as you are, the profit is going to be dramatically lower.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's also a hard pill for some of the owners to swallow, is listen, you're asking for both sides of the lever when one side is going to directly impact the other. And yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think public opinion, I think most people think, especially people that follow women's basketball, think that they should be paid more. I think that a lot of people are in the same camp as me, which is I don't necessarily know what that is or what that looks like without really seeing a deep dive into the
books, right? Which they won't show.
No, but obviously somewhere in the middle. But I don't think the public opinion is going to sway anything that's going on. I don't think, because it's not like the fans are going to strike.
No,
right? If the league doesn't agree to whatever for the players, the fans aren't going to strike, because there won't be a league. There'll be a lockout. It's so I just don't think that stuff like that influences it. And hopefully, they can come up with a solution so we could stop talking about it, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, I never expected it to go this long, but they know what they want. And again, they don't seem to be budging on it. But I think over time, especially once Unrivaled gets going, they're going to have to sit down, make some concessions, and realize, listen, we have built unprecedented momentum in this league that has not existed. we have, Unrivaled going. We have this Athletes Unlimited going. And now we have a third league going. The WNBA is the league. I mean, it is the number one place to play. And we cannot afford to jeopardize losing any games of that season. It's a short season. And they had record ratings, record attendance. And, they obviously also want to increase roster spots as well. They want roster sizes increased. And, the charter planes, something about that, I guess, in the actual contract. And they want to raise the rookie contracts. Do you think that the rookie contracts should be raised?
Yeah, I think not only should they be raised, but this whole you got to play 3 years at the minimum or whatever the heck it is stupid.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Well, there's no other sport where you see that, right? Like, you're the number one pick. You're making more money than some of the guys that have been in the league for 10 years. So, I think they got to change that to it. You should be benefiting if you're the number, what is really the motivation to be the number one pick right now?
Right. Because you're
doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't know.
You're stuck with what you're stuck with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why, I was curious, and several people asked about your thoughts on that third league. No, we are not, but thank you for asking. We had a very interesting comment, and the answer is no. But so your team, what is your schedule for the rest of the week? Do you have games coming up?
Yeah, we're on the road the rest of the week. So we're at Mount St. Vincent's on Thursday or on Saturday, and we're at Nichols on Thursday.
Oh, you're at Nichols. Okay, good.
Yep.
Good. Coach Marino, Vinny Marino's there. He coached me. I just did a Husky talk with him. And I have a Husky talk with Daryl Woods tonight, which is going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
he Woods.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was local.
Yeah, he still lives in the area.
Do you know what he does? Does he have kids?
I know he has a daughter. I don't know if he has multiple kids. Yeah.
Okay.
His daughter plays basketball.
And your daughter doing well? Basketball?
Yeah, she's doing good. Yeah, everything's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for a wonderful show and giving us your feedback on everything that is going on. And hopefully things die down. We get to have the great Joe D with us tomorrow for Husky Hoops. And I just have to mention Ned Von Young, fresh himself, Fresh Fold Laundry Co., Chapel Hill, North Carolina, high-end laundry service. You book online, you put your laundry out. They come, pick it up, wash, dry, fold it for you in 48 hours. You can have it expedited. They have an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly. And they have deals for college students. You can go to their website, myfreshfold-laundry.com. So, for UConn women's legend, Western Connecticut State University head coach, Maria Conlon, I am Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.